SEO, what a disaster, but so simple. I can't believe people are still selling it just like, magic weight loss or whatever it is that people sell.
I'm not a very technically savvy individual. I'm 49 and I just never caught on to it, but I've never been afraid to pay for it. But I don't know, the last person I had do it, he was doing it for like 2 years, and he was older. Mm-hmm. He was like 60 something, and he got cancer and he died. So I hired Service Lifter to do my Yep We Clean Rug site, and they were just, I don't know. I'm not trying to throw people under the bus, but
this is what it is the majority of the time. It's just how it is.
They don't communicate with you. They don't tell you anything. They're more preoccupied with collecting their money than they are, anything else. And so I think the thing that scares me the most with all of this stuff is that, I'm not a millionaire and I don't make a ton of cash.
Right.
I'm paying a lot of money, and,
Stop.
I've got to
just stop. Huh? You want to get more business and all that, but you should be doing local service ads and just have Google just run it.
They're going to start like Guyman. I'm sure you know who Gary Guyman is, don't you?
Who's he?
He's Dominate Partners. He's a good friend of that David Carroll guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I coach David Carroll.
David Carroll seems like a nice guy. These Dominate Partner guys, they seem honest and ethical, but they're so disorganized. And I'm paying all this money, and
why? How much are you paying? How much are you paying?
I'm paying them $1,500 a month.
Why don't you just hire a VA who works for you full time for $700?
Who?
A virtual assistant from the Philippines or Pakistan or whatnot.
Yeah, but how do I know if they're any good though, Dennis? How do you know this stuff?
You have them run through our training to get qualified. They have to pass the quiz and complete the exercise. It's just like, anything you want to get on a plane. The pilot has to have gone to flight school, or the surgeon had to go to medical school. Like there's a certification for everything, right?
Sure.
I'm sure there's some kind of license for carpet repair or, all sorts of home services. There's some kind of license, right?
Yeah. You have to do training, and there's certain things that, like with any trade, you become, how do I say, the, customers, out of all your customers, they search pretty much for the same thing. They say the same things, and, it becomes kind of, I don't know what the word is for it. But anyway, I'm 49. I just want to keep on moving forward. And I feel like I should be further along, and I'm not trying to blame anybody, but.
No, I hear you. I'm 6 weeks away from 49, so I know. Let's see.
Almost happy birthday.
Yeah, almost. Handyman. I don't think there's a carpet repair. That's the one you're doing, carpet repair?
Yeah, so carpet repair is
you have carpet cleaning and carpet repair.
Yep, so carpet cleaning, carpet repair, carpets. So under carpet repair is kind of a, carpet stretching, carpet re-stretching, pet damage. So the biggest thing in carpet repair is pets when they damage carpet.
Right.
And so carpet stretching and pet damage carpet repair are the two biggest things. How they search for that, I have no idea.
Well, that's pretty straightforward. So there's going to be a lot of people with pet stains. They're going to do the spray or whatever. But if it's damaged the carpet.
Yeah. So we fix it, like structurally fix it, like carpet, like cut it out.
Okay. So pet damage, carpet repair, St. Paul, Minnesota. Yeah. Okay.
Is it us?
No, actually you rank on this. So that's good. That's good. You rank here.
Yep.
It's a very, very low difficulty term, and there's nobody searching on it. But that's cool. You are not here in the local 3-pack, and no one's running ads, local service ads. That's what I'm looking for. Do you see this here with Google? You see here it says Google local service ads.
Yeah, I'm on my mobile phone, so the
screen small.
Yep. So Google Guarantee. No, I know that. Yep.
Yeah. So this is something you don't have to pay anyone to do it. You just set it up yourself. It's so easy. You just got to answer the phone. That's the main thing, and get good reviews.
Okay. I've got good reviews. I got 140 Google reviews.
Yeah. So I don't think you need an agency, John. I think you can just get, someone like me or someone else just to get this thing set up, and then you hire a VA to maintain it for you. And they'll do times more work than the agencies. They, like you said, they generally don't. They want to collect your money in the beginning, and they're all nice to you. But then once you're on a recurring thing, they're too busy selling new clients. No one's giving you any service once they've collected your money in the beginning.
Yeah. So I think I think the biggest thing that has like turned me off with all of these is that not one person has come on the phone to try to understand what my service is about or what I do. And so you would think that they would want to sit and talk to me about that, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure in a matter of a few minutes, I'll know more about carpet stretching and carpet seam repair than they do by asking you.
Yeah, but they've never like wanted to have a meeting with me. The guy that died, I actually flew down to Florida
Uh-huh.
and sat with him in a restaurant, bought him food, and we talked about my business so he understood what was going on.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I've never been afraid to spend money, but it just
No, I hear you. You're a good old fashioned service person, just like me. But in the world of digital marketing, a lot of these people, they're younger and they don't understand that. And they
but even
think,
some of the, I mean, it just seems like I don't know. I feel like people have just become crooks, or maybe they're not crooks. Maybe they are doing it, but they're just not
I,
relaying that information.
I don't want to say crooks. I just want to say they don't know any better. It's not like they're trying to rip you off. It's not bad intent. They're just, once these agencies get to like 20, 30 plus clients, it's hard. They lose track of things, right? And then they have different people. No one's really in charge of the client because the salespeople just want to sell.
Sure.
And the other people are doing whatever they're doing. But
So
everyone's so
you do
busy
think
trying
that
to
that is
manage 30 clients.
so do you think that that is a problem that these people they take on too many people, they just can't keep up, right?
John, I coach thousands of agencies. This is a very, very common problem.
Okay.
This is like so common. I can pretty much assume what the problem is before you even tell me, but I want to confirm it with you. But I
Sure.
pretty much like this is, the movie Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Every day of my life for the last 30 years has been Groundhog Day, where
It's just
people like
dealing
you
with
tell me about this problem and I try to empathize. And then I tell them, yep, let me tell you what the problem is. Let me tell you, I mean, just like when you have pet damage, like how many times have you solved that problem? You know what it looks like. You know what they say. You know how to fix it. It's the
sure.
same thing.
So you've heard this over and over and
Oh
over and
yeah,
over.
thousands of times. Yeah, I'll even give you, meeting recordings. I'll give you the guides.
So
I'll give you the training the agencies do.
so what are you telling these agencies to do and to fix it? I mean,
We're telling them that, well, we're going kind of this snarky route. So I have this thing that we call, it's not this one. I think I must have closed it, but we're calling it own your own marketing.
yeah,
And
so I'm going to be honest with you, Dennis. I have followed you. I'm not even an SEO guy. I don't even own a marketing agency. I know nothing about it. The only
yeah,
reason I ever started following you was simply because of, well, actually, I don't even know why. I think David Carroll followed you, and I don't even do anything with David Carroll, but I've just watched your postings and all of your stuff. And you come across as a very ethical. You're not a blowhard. I think you're a believer in Jesus. Is that correct?
yeah.
Yep. And I think
There's so few of us in digital that are Christians.
yes. Well, I'm a believer, and I think that is probably the reason why you are the way you are. I would say that you probably give all the credit and praise to Christ. I would assume.
I believe none of the things we have are actually ours. We're just stewards of it.
Nope, and I agree with you 100%.
I don't think I'm rich or anything like that. I've just been blessed to be able to help bless other people. So none of it was mine is the way I look at it.
Well, just with all of your stuff, I've just followed you, and I don't know. You've always seemed kind of out of reach to me, though, and so I've never
Out of reach was like too important or not for the
well,
Lord.
well. I mean, you deal with some pretty big dogs. You're pretty kind of up on the upper. I kind of feel like I'm talking to a king when I talk to you, in the sense of like in this world. You know what I'm saying?
In the world of digital, I'm well known, but I'm just if I go to the mall, no one knows who I am. I'm just like another guy, like everyone.
But in the digital world, you're a pretty well known individual.
In the micro world of the people that do like ads and build websites and things like that, yeah.
Yeah, and so but with all of that being said, you have portrayed yourself on marketing social media as a very humble individual, and so I've watched you for about a year or two, and so I've I've learned to trust you, I guess. And so
Appreciate
I
that.
decided I was just decided that I was going to call out and ask for advice or what to do, because you know what? I can't keep on spending money. I need to get somewhere, I mean, so I don't want to spend the money on something where in 6 months I'm going to realize, well, they haven't done anything and I'm still at square one, And so, like for instance, like the Dominate partners, they started my Yep We Clean Rugs website. I think that was 3 months ago or 2 months ago they started on it. And I don't know. I don't even think that they've set up my Google My Business thing yet. At least 2 weeks ago they didn't. And so they keep on telling me they're waiting for something. I don't know what they're waiting for. I mean,
Verification.
no, it's all verified, but it's all verified. It's been just sitting there, but they're supposed to upload I don't even know how you optimize Google My Business. How do you do that? I have no idea. They make it all seem like it's a special trick. I don't know.
No. We have checklists against all of this stuff. There's no magic.
There's no magic?
I told you I'd have to kill you, John.
Yeah, they
publish everything. You Google it, like Google say, what does Dennis you have to ask the AI or ask Google, what does Dennis you have to say about the steps to optimize my Google My Business? And you'll see webinar after webinar and checklists. There's nothing magical about it. It's all very straightforward. And what does Google want to see? They want to see reviews from real customers. They want to see signals. They want to see it tied to your website. They want to see that there's traffic coming through. They want to see conversions. They want to see it reflected in social. They want to see that you filled out your location service pages and you have your products and services filled out on your GMB. They want to see you run ads. I mean, of course, all of these things, right?
Yeah. So I guess I would like some advice in the sense of, how do you think I should proceed? I feel bad. I don't know if I should just fire Dominate Partners. I just hired them like 2 or 3 months ago.
The average churn for agencies is 90 days.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And they know this.
And you are in, unfortunately, that category of small business. And I know, $1,500 of your own money a month is in some ways a lot of money when it's your money. But for agency land, that's the very bottom. That's like a rounding error. They don't really care.
I know that. That's why I said that.
There's not enough money for them to care, even though I know 1,500, like if I had to, pay $1,500 right now for some random thing, I would have to think about it. If I went to a nice restaurant and I had $1,000 meal at a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, a fancy restaurant. I had to think about that, right? I mean, it's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Here's the deal. So you run a very niche business, carpet repair, carpet cleaning in these metro areas. I didn't see Minneapolis in there, but I saw St. Paul and these other places.
Well, Minneapolis is the big city. So that's like the premier city.
Super competitive, right?
Yes.
Okay. But in all these other ones, it's not that hard to rank. The keyword difficulty on these terms. Now I'm starting with Google, but there's obviously the social media angle as well. But look here, Berber Carpet Repair, St. Paul. Keyword difficulty, I know it's kind of hard for you to see, but you see all these green numbers, the keyword difficulty, 31003. And then fix carpet Minneapolis, 33. It's way more difficult, right? Carpet stretching Minneapolis, that's not difficult. None of these terms are difficult. So you could pretty much rank on all these things without a lot of effort if you just follow our stuff or have the do you have these crews that can go out there and collect little stories along the way?
What do you mean stories?
As in like on their cell phone, collect little 15-second videos on the way, the carpet.
I've got so many Dennis and so many photos that,
but it's not here. Where is it? I mean, I would expect to see it like under, I'll just say, carpet cleaning. Okay.
I don't know. You ask the SEO guys. They're the ones.
There's some of these that are here, but there needs to be a lot more. If you've got,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hired the guys to do it. So I don't know.
Service areas. So let's go to Maplewood. Then I want to see homes in Maplewood that you've done. Okay. You have some of these here. Okay. That's cool. So it's not bad, but what they've done in their SEO, just so you know, because they haven't told you, is they believe that by creating these location service pages, which is done decently, that's going to rank because you don't have to do much. When there's no competition, that's like 3 contestants in the beauty contest, John. You're going to win at worst third place.
Sure.
because there's no competition.
Sure.
And because of that, they've been doing things like this carpet repair near me. They're stuffing the keywords, which is okay. I get that, right? They're putting the keyword here, Maplewood, Minneapolis, but there's no actual, you see this domain rating of 3 means there's no trust coming to the site. I know this is like semi-technical, but the search engines look at how much trust you have by the links that are coming in. These are all votes, right? 928 pages linked to the site from 488 sites. The total combined is a 3, which is super low, but you do rank on a few hundred keywords, which is good. And they are, to their credit, they have gotten some of those keywords to rank. But do you see these links that they're getting? These are directory links. Like here, Yellow Pages getting you listed there. Maybe they're waiting on some of these, Yext or whatnot, where they're getting, but these ones here, they are buying garbage links. So you see here, this Beckett Talk MMK Dio web host. Look at this. Like, I'll just go to one of these random ones. The best site of pet damage repair. And it's also got Destiny's Child and these other random things, start your blog. And these are all just garbagey pages that come in. And then see this links to, you see the bottom left, it says, yep, we fix carpet.
Yep.
So this is what they've been doing, is buying a bunch of garbage links. And I get it. It works. To their credit, it works. Now here, cleaning-services 39256 blog active/, whatever, is the same kind of thing. And they're linking on pet damage repair, linking to, yep, we fix carpet. And what are they doing here? It's the same thing. So this is a fake article on carpet repair that links to you. But if we look at other things on this random site, it's all this other stuff, like create websites on like all kinds of garbage, there's literally a trillion garbage websites on the internet, John. And that's what's happening here. Jaden Ryaxi ampblogs.com is considerations to know about carpet dyeing. And here it's linking to you. So let's look at this one. This is what they're doing. This is the SEO that they're doing. Okay.
So is this garbage SEO in your opinion?
It works when it's low competition.
Okay.
But just look at this for a second. Painful. Carpet repair in general can be an art form with strategy. Carpet repair isn't like automobile repair in the perception that in read more, that links to you, automotive repair, the section generally matches in precisely the same place and screws in the identical. The lighting adjusted, even though I had been stretching this carpet, however, you can continue to see the free carpet has become tight. Columnist Gene Hugler indicates first reducing out the damaged location. So it's in the shape of, do you see this?
Yeah.
This is garbage.
It makes sense.
It's just generated garbage. Like water damage, pet damage to carpets, it's just like either generated by a VA or generated by some robot tool. Even ChatGPT can do a better job than this. And this is all these pages here. Look, 0, 0, 0, 0, all the way across here. All these pages are zeros because they're all garbage blogs.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, Dennis.
Yeah.
And I've always done this, but I've only had one person tell me yes. But I mean, what do I need to do? I mean, can I come down and fly to you and like talk about it with you? So I can.
You want to fly? There's direct flights on Spirit and other airlines from Minneapolis to Vegas. Come visit with me for a weekend. We'll do it. But I mean, I'm happy to meet with you, but you don't. I mean, but that's not necessary to get the thing fixed. But do come out. We'll go eat. I love to eat. If you like to eat meat, there's lots of places around.
No, so I might go to the experience show this year. Could I go and then like meet you for a couple hours if I bought?
Yeah, we just figure out the timing of all that. Yeah, just let me know the dates and all that.
Okay, are you okay with that or?
Yeah, I mean, just let me know the dates. I want to see you win. I want to see you be able to own your marketing. That's the deal, Yeah, I don't like seeing people.
I don't want to waste your time, and I'm sure a lot of people want your time. So
a lot of people want to meet for me. Like when I go to a conference, they pay me $10,000 to speak.
Yes,
for 60 minutes.
Yes. So I mean, like I said, I mean, is it worth your time to meet with me, or is it? I don't want to waste your time, I guess.
Well, here's what you need to do. You're not getting service, and you're getting only partial results with all these agencies, and that's what happens. You'll bounce between all these different agencies. So you're going to have to own your own marketing unless you get to the point where you're big enough and you can hire a proper agency and have a proper team. So the things you need to do are all one-off that can be done in a few weeks.
Okay.
So if you set up these things properly, there's very little maintenance that needs to happen from there.
Okay.
If you have a young adult, maybe a son, maybe, a college student, or maybe someone who can do this, they can go through our program and do the marketing for you and do it better than whoever's doing it from these agency folks, because they're not doing much. And what they're doing is poor quality because you don't know
Okay.
anything. So, and plus it's low competition. So they'll claim they're ranking number one on a few of these terms. They're right. There's low competition terms, but
Sure.
you simply need to set up your campaigns, like your Google and Facebook campaigns, make a few fixes to the website as a one-time thing, get someone to do that. You do it or have one of these young adults do it. And if you feel that, you're 49 and, not technical, then hire some young adult to go through our thing and pay them, $20 an hour or whatever to get it done in a matter of a few weeks. And then you have control of your marketing. So you need to learn how to log into your GMB and see how many calls you're getting and see
Yep.
how much traffic you're getting. And it's like, you need to, it's like, look at the MRI. You can see if there's a broken bone or not, right?
Sure.
You have to be able to log in and see your stats.
If your virtual assistant, would they be able to do all that stuff?
Yeah, they can do all that.
Okay. You trust them?
Yeah, I trust them, but I also make sure that there's a process in place because humans are fallible and humans
Yep.
need to be supervised. All humans need to be supervised. They get lazy sometimes, or they goof off, or how it is with people.
Sure.
So I trust them, but we have processes in place.
Yep. Nope. I understand. So
Just like with an agency, if I paid an agency $1,500 a month, I would expect to have a meeting, and they need to deliver a report, and it needs to be a meaningful report that shows me what you've been doing and what you're going to do next, and shows me that you're doing something for my money.
Yeah. I mean, I've even asked for like keyword stuff. I've asked for all this stuff, and I get nothing. I mean, it's just like.
But what do they say when you complain and say, "Hey, I'm paying you money. You should at least
I can show you. I can show you all their responses.
All right. Well, you said you screenshotted them, like send them to me. I'd be curious just to see what you're getting.
Yeah. I mean, I've literally, it almost sounds like a fantasy world, but I mean, I hired a guy on Spock Media. I mean, he was horrible. Legitimately, you could probably write a movie on how bad all these people are. I mean,
I think if you took 1 week, just 1 week in my life, John, of all the situations I see, would be enough to make a movie. It's like, how many times have we seen this, right?
Yeah. I mean, you said that you worked
with all
for
your
Yahoo?
friends. It's the same thing. What?
Yeah. You worked for Yahoo?
I was one of the early people at Yahoo.
Really? Interesting. Whatever happened to them? They used to be huge.
Yeah. Well, we almost bought Google, and all the good people left. And I was one of the last people to leave. A lot of them went to go work at Google, which really made me mad because then Google IPO'd and some of my friends made $100 million on the IPO. And these are people I hired, that I trained, and that kind of thing. And then they said, come over to Google. I'm like, I hired you at Yahoo. Why would I go over to Google? And they ended up being right. But
yeah. Has Google ever offered to hire you?
Oh yeah. All the time. Yeah. I mean, I could go back to being a VP at a search engine, but why would I do that? I already did that 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to go to.
How in the world how did you just have that mind?
No. People keep saying all these things and they try to make me special and put me on a pedestal. I just happened to be very early, and I was in the right place at the right time. And some people believed in me, and they wanted me to build the analytics at the search engine. I built the website for American Airlines back in 97. Really? Yeah, 1997.
They still have the same website?
No, they've changed the website many times. They've ruined it, in my opinion. But
yeah, that's very, very intriguing.
But I had a mentor who was the CEO of American Airlines, and he gave me the opportunity. And because things did pretty well at American, the folks at Yahoo, as they were just starting to get going, they wanted me there because they didn't have data and analytics people. And I was an ad serving data analytics, big database, because I worked on the world's largest non-government system, which is Sabre, which is the whole booking, reservation, frequent flyer, like the system that tracks all of it.
Very, very interesting. Yeah. You're an interesting individual, Mr. Yu.
I've seen a lot of data, John. That's probably when you've seen a lot of data, it's very hard to fool me. I've seen everything at this point,
Well, I mean, you understand it all. I mean, for a person like you and then a person like me, it's
These guys can't, they can't fool me on the SEO thing, John. I mean, they
Is
just
that true? So is SEO is just something that is easy for you.
it's easy once you understand it's not a trick. All these, the vendors have a vested interest, John, in tricking you and confusing you because they want you to think it's difficult and keep you in the dark and make you keep paying. And actually, that's probably, I'm probably going too far by saying that. The salespeople that are selling SEO, they themselves don't know. They're just salespeople. It's like you go to a car dealership and you talk to a salesperson. The salesperson can't fix the engine or the transmission when it breaks. Can the salesperson fix the transmission?
Sure.
But they're going to talk this whole thing about why this new Honda or why this BMW is so good. And the salesperson's there to try to get a commission. Are they evil? No, they're just trying to get a commission. Okay. They're just trying to sell you.
Sure.
That's the thing.
Sure.
So do I think these SEO digital marketing agency people are evil? No, but they want to make money and they see all the other friends of theirs making money, and it's easy because they talk to people like you and you don't know how to ask the right questions. And then you're like, well, I need to hire somebody, so I guess I'll hire these guys.
Yeah. Well, yes. I will say you took me off guard tonight. I wasn't expecting a response from you.
You never know. You reached out, right?
Huh?
You reached out.
Yeah, no. I'm very, very honored that you even responded to me. So, but I do want to further this, and I need to figure out. I mean, I've got my Yep We Clean Rugs, that website that's literally brand new. That's 2 months old, and I don't know what's going on with it. And so, like I said, I mean that's really my future, and I've got to make sure that that's rocking and rolling. So
let me ask you one question. So these guys are, messing with your website or whatnot. And you said they're sort of giving you reports or they're sort of not, but do you have
they're not giving me any reports? I've got nothing.
Okay. So maybe it's a rhetorical question, but how are you holding them accountable?
Well, at this point, I'm not holding them accountable because I don't even know how to hold them accountable, Dennis.
How can they expect you to keep paying $1,500 a month for what?
You tell me. This is the problem that probably hundreds, if not thousands of people have, is that people that are genuinely interested in doing the right thing and paying somebody to further themselves are in a position. Look, you've got to understand this, Dennis, is that there are a lot of people like me. I've got a friend who's the exact same way. He's paying money. He's not getting anything. He doesn't understand. He doesn't even know the questions to ask. You know what? I'll see if I can find some snapshots of the conversations that I've had. I mean, I've offered to come out, explain everything. I mean, I don't even know where to start. It's become such a vicious circle that it's almost like a domestic relationship where they make you feel like
you're the abused wife.
Yeah, or they make me feel like I'm the one that's the wrong one. I'm doing all the victimizing instead of I'm the victim. And so I mean they're bullies. I mean they talk louder than you. I think the biggest thing that I notice with I hired Service Lifter, now Dominate. They've asked me for my passwords 1 million times. Do we have that information? It's why don't you know that? I mean, you should know that. I mean, I've been paying you, and evidently, if you don't know that information, that means you're not even going into my website.
They've not even been in there yet. Then, if they're still
I don't know. But how am I supposed to know that? I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I've got a snapshot from an email from Gary Guyman saying that I'm going to show you graphs on May, whatever. It's August, and I still haven't gotten one.
And what? He just never replies, or what?
Well, no, I ask him, but then he just comes forthright and strong. He's kind of he's a nice guy, but he's a bully kind of. He's a really strong personality, and so they're all really strong personalities. I mean, I'm a strong personality too, but they've got me over a barrel. What am I going to do? I mean, it's just it's almost like going to a bad relationship to a bad relationship to a bad relationship. Is that I mean, you just expect to be taken advantage of, but you still want to do well. So you roll the dice and you hope that the next person you hire is actually going to do what they say they're going to do. Does that make sense?
But then you kind of know, just like with weight loss pills, it's going to probably be like last time.
Yes, exactly. But what are you going to do, Dennis? I mean, you
You
I mean,
you have someone like Dennis who can turn the light on in the room and expose everything.
well, then you start exposing people, because people like me, I mean, and my friends and all this kind of stuff, I mean, they're sitting here and, you know, what their desire is to feed their family
Yeah.
and to like move forward. And I've told them all, I'm like, listen, I just want to know what you're doing so I can like plan and move forward. But I can't even make a plan because I don't even know what they're doing.
I can tell you what they're doing. I've been showing you what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I know that. I mean,
This,
but you
well,
understand
you
what
can't hide. The beauty of the internet is you can look at all of these things, right?
yeah. But you have to understand something, Dennis. And I mean this with all respect, out of all due respect, is that you almost have to like step out of your brain and your experience and like dumb it down to the point of talking to a kindergartner, because there's a lot of guys that are good at their trade,
Yeah.
like plumbing, electrical, but in your world,
Right.
it's literally like preschool. They don't have any idea, and they're like literally saying, please help me. I'm trusting you to help me, and
Yeah.
everybody's taking advantage of you. Does that make
I
sense?
get it. Yeah. If you ask me to fix a carpet, I wouldn't know what to do. Right.
Yeah.
In the same way this website thing, you don't know how to fix that.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I want to further my family. Like I said, I've always been willing to pay cash to do it. And I've even told like Dominate partners. I mean, like I said, I don't know if they're doing good or bad. I have no idea. I don't know what they've changed. I mean, you showed me the stuff. I don't know if that's a recent.
They're doing an okay job in SEO. Everything else looks weak.
Okay. So,
but it's not like they're doing something. It's like going to McDonald's. Is it food? Yes. Is it great food? Nah, it's edible, I guess.
So let me ask you this question. And I could never pay you for what you're worth, but I mean, even if you like sent me to a person that could like just, I don't know.
I know the person for you who will make you happy, who will grow your business, who will answer your phone call, who will be accountable and do all the things that will make everyone proud and above board. And I mentor a lot of these young adults you've probably seen. And
well, I follow you. I don't know exactly what you do, but I know that you are a very well-respected individual. I do know that.
So I retired 20 some years ago because I was lucky at Yahoo and I sold my stock and that whole thing. Sure. And ever since then, I've made it my mission to create jobs, largely for young adults that are helping other people that are business owners that are double their age be able to handle all this technical stuff, right?
Sure.
And I know enough. It's not like, oh, well, Dennis used to do it 30 years ago and he doesn't have the skill. I still have the skill. I'm even better than I was. It's not like a physical thing. But I train up a lot of these young adults. And there's one of them, his name's Marco, and he's out of Phoenix. And
is this the guy that you've been taught, that Mark Sipoli guy or whatever?
Yeah, Marco Sippola. Yeah, he's great.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
And he honors our principles. He's trained up in my way of doing things, which is about accountability and processes and not the whole like talk fast, try to sales bro, like the whole bro tattoo, like lift weights, I'm tough, and not sure. That. But here, let's go back to old fashioned service and take care of the customer and make sure they understand what we're doing and deliver fair value, even if they don't understand the details, but make sure that the phone rings. Make sure that they're getting a good ROI. Don't make them chase you down and all that kind of thing. All these basic things that you and I take for granted in service businesses. But, the people in digital kind of are so like aggressive in the sales that they don't. But Marco has built a program called Own Your Own Marketing, where I want to say in 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I told him he should charge $5,000 for it as a one-time, but I think he's selling it for $3,000. So for $3,000, he will coach you. He will fix your ads. He will do all these things. He will walk you through it with the other home service businesses. So this is, remodeling, carpet repair, garage door, floors, windows,
Sure.
Everyone's going through this process, which is the same process that I've used for many, many years so that you can own your marketing. So you have, not only do you know how to log in to see what's going on with the ads, but you understand what's working. But you don't have to be a pro, because we'll build all of that for you.
Okay.
And as part of that, you hire a VA who can kind of maintain it, because you don't have time to, go in there every single day and see what's going on. But someone once it's been built and set up properly, then a virtual assistant or someone that you trust can come in and monitor. So there's a difference between like building the house versus the maid that comes and cleans the house. So
Yeah.
we will come in and build the house and get everything set up the right way. And then you just have someone, either we supply that person, or you find someone at the local high school and offer an internship or something who just learns our system and just learns how to maintain the thing. And that way you don't need an agency anymore. And it's the best thing because you have control over it. You own all the assets. You can share this with all your other friends and they can say, how is Jon doing this? I didn't think Jon was a digital marketing expert. How come his business is taken off?
So that Mark guy, so he kind of teaches me what I need to know. And then what does the virtual assistant do then at that point?
Once everything's built, there's going to be ongoing maintenance, ongoing content creation, ongoing, editing the website. There has to be the ongoing of just watching the ads, running reports for you. I don't think it's a lot of work. It might just be a few $100s a month, maybe even like $500 a month. But I think it's ludicrous to charge you $1,500 a month because there's not $1,500 a month of work to do. What they're really doing is they're selling you a $20,000 package, but giving you financing.
Okay.
So and I don't think it really should be more than, if they do a really good job, maybe they charge like 8 or 10 grand, I think is a fair price. But just like if you were to have a house built, you wouldn't charge someone $100,000 a month for a house. You charge them, $600,000 to build the house. It has a date. There's a plan on, when it's going to be ready in different stages. And then once the house is built, that's it. Right? The general contractor and all the other people they leave, but then someone has to come in and, clean vacuum the house every week, or, sweep the driveways of the snow, or, clean, mow the grass. But
so will the virtual assistant make sure that my website is staying fast and it's not failing and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. But if we build it right, there's very little that needs to be done.
Okay.
It really is.
Plugins and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The WordPress plugins, they need to be updated now and then. Because, there's new versions, just like you update your phone or update, but that's not a lot of work.
Okay. Will the virtual assistant do that, or is that something I would do?
The virtual assistant can do that, or, even we could do that.
Okay. All right. Well, send me the info, Dennis. And then, I don't want to waste your time, but if you want, I know you're a very, very busy guy. If I go to the experience, if I send you the dates, if your time allows, I would love to take you out for a McDonald's cheeseburger. No, I'm just kidding. I'd take you out somewhere nicer.
There's a lot of great food in Vegas.
Yes. Well, I would take you out to eat. If, I know that your time is definitely valuable, and that I know that you probably have many more people that you would like to spend it with. And so what
I'd love to do is I want to see you successful in the next few weeks.
I want to see myself successful.
For your family, just for the sake of ethics, for the sake of like seeing you escape all this nonsense that's happened to you. And I want to see you win. Not just, I want to see you win on 3 levels. One is I want to see your business win. And clearly your digital marketing is driving you more carpet repair jobs. And you can clearly see that, that's your business is winning. Number 2, I want you to be able to have ownership of your marketing, to know and be able to see for yourself that the marketing is driving this. Not because I said so, but you can see for yourself. If you log in, you feel comfortable logging in to see, like, this is how many phone calls we got. This is, what's working. This blog post is doing better than this other blog post. It doesn't, you don't have to be an expert to do that. There's a few basic things to learn, right? So that's number 2. Then number 3, I want you to be a living, breathing example for everyone else in home services, so they can see what it means to own your marketing. Because there's thousands of people like you, Jon, that are in this situation where they're getting some amount of service, but they don't really, like, what are they going to do? I got to pay somebody. I don't, I'm willing to pay, but how do I really know? And, they don't answer the phone. And I want you to show all these other people, and we'll do a webinar or something like that and say, look, this is how I do it. Let's log in. And I want you to show people, look, this is how it's taught. This is how I log in to my website. This is how I log in to know what my stats are. I want you to show them, not me. I want you to show them, because if I do it, they're like, oh yeah, Dennis does that, and of course Dennis does that.
I would love to be your monkey. I'll do whatever. I'll learn it.
And let's celebrate. I would love to I want to get together in Vegas and celebrate a win.
I'm up for it, man.
And you talk about, I got burned before, and all these bad things happened, and this other guy died of cancer, and this other guy was a jerk to me, blah, blah, blah. And other people like, yeah, I know. That's the same thing that happened to me too.
Sure.
But then I decided to take control of my marketing, and I realized it wasn't as complicated as these other people tried to make it out to be.
But it's only because of you even offering something like this that it's even possible. I mean, I've
There.
even bought books. I've even bought books from whatever, and I've sat and tried to read them. I tried to build my own website. I mean,
Oh, no. That's something else. Don't do that.
Yes. I mean, I've tried it all. So it's not like I'm sitting here like feeling sorry for myself. I mean, I've always tried to respect the professional in the sense of like, respect their
craft, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Their craft. I try not to give them a hard time.
Yeah.
I try to take them at their word, but it's when it becomes when they don't follow through, then you get into a pickle. And so you've got a good platform, Dennis. And, you could really, for the man like me, there's about 1 million of us that don't know, that are just crying for somebody to, like you, to like help, and that Mark guy to like really.
Yeah.
And you know what? And honestly, I think that, some of these marketing agencies need to be on notice that, that somebody like you and Mark Sipley or whatever are going to start calling them out, not maybe personally, but showing them that, this isn't as hard or whatever.
We're not trying to attack the agencies. We're saying,
I know.
Here's 5 questions that you as a client should ask your agency. And if you're an agency, you better be able to answer these 5 questions. And if you can't, then you better get your stuff in order, because clients are going to start asking you these 5 basic questions.
Well, if you could send those questions to me, that would be great.
All right, I'll send it to you right now, and you could look at it tomorrow. I don't want to make you stay up too late.
Yes. And so, but like I said, I will send you an instant message of me going to Vegas. And if you find time, that's great. If not, I fully understand.
If I'm in town, we'll get together.
Okay. That's great. And so send me any information that I need to start progressing. And then if I can look back through my phone, if you want to see some conversations or
just send it to me just for fun,
empty promises. I mean, I can show you where I've sat, and they literally gave me a bullet point of what they're going to do, and they didn't do any of it.
I'd love to see that. It's just so funny. I want to compare because they promise the world and have big expectations. And you think you're about to get the red carpet, and then you get something else.
Oh no. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating, Dennis. And you can see that I've got 145 star reviews.
Yeah.
And that I try to, and I've got a reputable business. You can go on my Facebook, and my Instagram is new, but I post videos, I try. So I'm not a lazy do nothing guy.
Yeah.
And so,
but you've not been given the right information, so you can buy all these books. How do you know who's saying the right thing?
You don't. And so, but I will say, Dennis, and I'm going to applaud you. You've done a very good job with portraying yourself, and I don't even know the right word, but you've definitely come across as a very trustworthy individual. I know I've said that about 5 times, but I want you to understand that. So you've done a very good job with that. So I appreciate that as a person that doesn't know you. And so I applaud you for that. And so, and I guess, like we say that, I guess Christ is the mantle that you wear, which is the only mantle that's got any worth. So yes. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I look forward to any further information you can give me. And then I hope I get to talk to you again sometime.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see you in person and break some bread. Yeah. I'll give you 2 things to do. One is a video that Marco and I made that has the 5 things, and it's in depth. So you could watch it at 2x or when you're driving or something like that, or listen to it when you're driving. And then secondly, reach out to Marco and see what he thinks.
Okay. I will.
You would be a perfect candidate for his program. And that way you can then take control of your marketing.
I appreciate that, Dennis.
Yeah. And then keep in touch with me. Let me know how everything's going along the way.
Well, thank you, sir.
Awesome, John. Well, you have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Pleasure spending time with you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.